up, everybody? It is time for another Dennis Turney Jr. track-by-track album battle. And man, he is always asking for great ones. This one's kind of like a little special, and I'll explain why. Queen 2 is my favorite Queen album. It's just the best one in my opinion. And Pete Townshend's All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. I think it's his best solo album. I love this Pete Townshend album. Now here's the thing. I fell in love with his album like 2 years ago when Martin Popoff had a podcast talking about this album. And he was talking to this other dude about the album. And that guy, as I remember, his name was Ralph too. And man, just the way he glowed about this album, I was like, man, I gotta listen to this album, see what he's talking about. And yeah, man, I saw what he was talking about. This album wasn't that big either, you know. After Glass Houses was a big success, this one didn't like live up to Glass Houses. Though I think it's better than Glass Houses, and I love Glass Houses. But I love this album. So, like 2 years ago, I got into it. Man, I wouldn't stop playing it for like, I don't know, like a year or a little less. And then I just stopped listening to it. Until now, when Dennis asked me to put it against Queen 2, and I'm like, oh, all right. Let me go back to both, you know, and I went and listened to both. And this is the outcome, all right? All right, we start with Procession versus Stop Hurting People. I'm giving that one to Pete Townsend. I think it's a fun little opener. I dig it. Then Father and Son against The Sea Refuses No River. The Sea Refuses No River is so amazing. Absolutely love that song. But I'm giving it to Father and Son. I'm giving that one a Queen. All right, next. White Queen, you know, As They Begin versus Prelude. And yeah, I got to go with White Queen. I love White Queen. Prelude is, you know, it's just a little short thing. Giving that to Queen again. All right, next. Someday, One Day versus Face Dances Part 2. I'm going with Face Dances Part 2. I just think it's such an infectious pop song. I mean, the pop I like. The pop that was before 1984. You know, that pop. Everything before 1984, it was so different. And this is a different song for Pete Townsend, for any pop song. But it is a pop song. And it's awesome. I love the melodies. I love the music. It's beautiful. I'm giving this one to Pete Townsend. All right, next. The Loser in the End versus Exquisitely Bored. I'm going with Exquisitely Bored. I love that song, man. I just think that song's so fucking cool. All right, the next one. Orgray Battle versus Communication. I got to give this one to Queen. But Communication's amazing. I think it's an amazing song. I actually ended up doing a podcast with the great Lee Gerstmann, where we reviewed this album. And Lee Gerstmann did not like Communication. Wasn't a fan. I'm a fan. But I'm still giving that one a Queen. Alright, next. The Fairy Fellas Masterstroke versus Stardom in Action. Both cool, but I'm giving that one a Queen. I like that tune more. Alright, next. Nevermore versus Uniforms. I gotta go with Uniforms. Nevermore is, you know, it's cute. It's a little short ditty. But man, Uniforms is just so catchy. It's another killer catchy song. It's one of my favorites off this album. I'm giving that one to Pete Townsend. Alright, next. My favorite song off Queen 2. The March of the Black Queen. Versus North Country Girl, which I like. But I don't love it as much as I love the March of the Black Queen. So I'm giving that one a Queen. Alright, next. Funny How Love Is versus Somebody Save Me. Alright, before I'll tell you this, I want to give a shout out to two people out there. Yoalamo and Pat Pose, who's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. Those two are big Queen fans, and they're probably scoffing at me. What the hell are you talking about? You know? Pat always goofs on me because I love Funny How Love Is, which is the next tune. I love that song. He hates it, right? And that's going against Somebody Save Me. All right, Pat, I'll make you happier because I like Somebody Save Me more if you're watching. There you go. And I love Funny How Love Is. Don't get it twisted. Let's cut the deck. I like Somebody Save Me more. All right, the last track. Seven Seas Awry versus Slit Skirts. I love them both. I do love them both. But I'm going with Slit Skirts. My favorite song off this album. I just love the hell out of that tune. It wins. So Dennis Turney Jr. This here's the final score. And as you can see, Pete Townshend won. You know? And if you were to ask me which album I like more, I'd go with Queen. I'd say Queen 2's better. But, you know, luck of the draw, you know? Pete Townshend won this one. So there you go. Dennis Turney Jr., thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your track-by-track album battle. You got another one coming up. And I want to thank you, my friend, not only for all the donations, but also getting my mind off stuff by doing this and digging into that Pete Townshend album I stopped listening to over a year ago and been listening to it non-stop when I first discovered it 2 years ago. So I want to thank you for making me grab that and listen to it again. I love that album, man. I love it more now than I did last year. That's how I feel. So thanks again, Dennis, and everybody out there. And Melissa, too. Thank you all for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not. Ring that little notification bell. You know what I mean? And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a cop.